Hey friends, Megan McIntosh here. Welcome to this week's live. I am very excited to talk to you about this topic. It is the creativity law of prosperity and how to manifest prosperity using the power of ideas, vision, and imagination. So if you're someone that loves creativity and innovation, this live is for you. This is one of my things that I love to talk about. This is one of my specialties, is creativity and innovation in business. And so I want to talk about this creativity law of prosperity. Not sure if you've heard about it or really understand the principle behind it, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper into it and how you can really think about this to make your business and your ideas come to life, and how to use it to really get the things that you want by simply tapping into that resource that we all have, right? That resource of creativity. So if you're there, say hi, drop a 1 down below in the comments if you're watching right now. If you're watching the replay, feel free to drop a 2 down below in the comments. Also, where are you coming in from? I love seeing people from all over the world. It's just the best part of the internet, right? And so let me know where in the world are you. I'm just outside of Toronto, Canada, although us Canadians, us Torontonians call it Toronto. Well, Toronto. Yeah, like that. So I ready to go on a creative rant today because it's so funny that usually when I come up with topics, I usually do them spur of the moment. Sometimes I write down topics in advance and then I decide what I'm going to talk about. But this topic, I've been really in my creative flow recently, and it's just so funny or unique or cool that this came up for me today. So what I've been doing is I have this old hard drive. So many of you probably used to have hard drives, or maybe you still do, like those separate hard drives from your computers. And I have 2 small hard drives that I've had for years, where whenever I was going to get rid of some files on my computer or maybe switch over to a new laptop, I would just like put them on these small hard drives. And before the cloud and everything, right? Now I use the cloud for everything. But back before the cloud, maybe 4 years ago, I would always put them on these drives. So I was like, what are on these drives? So I found these old drives, and there's so many PDFs that I have downloaded but not used, and content, ideas, everything that I put in these old drives. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the content from these drives and putting them into my Google Docs. I use Google Drive all the time now, and I actually pay extra to use Google Drive for more space. And I have folders on the side where I put basically all my business ideas, creative ideas, and everything in there. And so what I'm doing is I'm over the next, just as a project, I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm moving over the stuff from the drive into like the actual hard drive. Hold on, let me get it for you so you can see what I'm talking about. One of my drives is not working, which is a little bit nerve-wracking. I have no idea what's on it though. Like, this is the drive that's not working. It just is making weird sounds, but I guess I'm not going to miss what's on it because I have no idea what's on it. It could be anything. And probably photos, which would be really sad actually. And then this is my other drive, which you open it up, and it's a small little drive like this. But what's weird is like all burned around the side. So I don't know if I had it on heating up too long today. I don't know. Are you not allowed to have it on attached to your computer for over a day? I don't know. But most of this stuff's coming off this drive. I might have to go to a tech place to figure out what is on this fanciful, like I thought this would be hardcore and like hang it, be able to, sustain any type of turbulence, but apparently not. I don't know how old these drives are, but decided I'm gonna see what's in those drives. So this drive, I'm very proud of myself. I've downloaded so much stuff from it, got rid of stuff that I don't need anymore, put it in my Google Docs area, and now I'm finding content and new ideas, and it's just so exciting when you find like old pictures, you find old PDFs that you've downloaded. It just like so much inspiration comes to you. So let's talk about the creativity law of prosperity. I'm literally reading off a screen grab capture that I did. It's a PNG file. Have no idea where it came from, no idea who I screen grabbed it off of. It could be years old, but this is what I'm reading off of because it's something that I found in my drive. I had a folder area for creativity and innovation. Many of you know I was in the advertising industry for many, many years. And so I have some of my advertising industry content in these old drives. And I used to go to big, huge conferences all the time and events and festivals for the advertising industry. And I used to go to Cannes Lions, which is the king of advertising, king and queen of advertising festival in France. And so I just have so much content about creativity, and I want to infuse more of that, the things that I know, into my brand, because it's part of who I am, as being a creative. So the creativity law of prosperity, and I'm sorry if I'm stealing this from someone, I have no idea where this came from. I literally just have a screen grab shot. So whoever this is, thank you so much. And I mean, you'll probably never see this video, but there you go. So basically it is man or woman can manifest prosperity from the ethers by the power of ideas, vision, and imagination. So I always think of ethers as like the out there, spirit, whatever. So they're saying like, let's talk about ideas, okay? So everything, if you think about it, has its origins in the mind. And ideas are the center of conscious. Your health, relationships, intelligence, and finances are determined by the ideas you give your attention to. So if you think about that, what are you paying attention to in your life, right? And the ideas and the thoughts that keep coming, the beliefs, right? But ideas are those things that, you can start creating, right? You can start creating new ideas, and you can become that vessel of creativity if you make yourself aware that this is a possibility for you. So what you become is a result of the effort you expend to collect these ideas. And it says, don't look outside for the source of your supply. The power is inside of you. You're the co-creator of your prosperity. So that's all I've got from that blurb. I'm not sure where I got it from, but I literally opened up my folder to creativity and that came up. So it was just downloaded to read that for you today. And I think about it like this, is that if you think about what is one of the most powerful resources that you could ever have, is that resource of to be creative, to come up with new ideas all the time. And I'm in the midst of creating some courses for next year. I'm in that idea generation phase where I'm putting together the modules, deciding what lessons should go into the modules, deciding what to name the program, right? There's a lot of idea generation in the start of most projects where you're trying to figure out so many different things. How do I write the sales page? How do I want to say it? What do I want to include in this? What do I want to take out of? What is a transformation I want people to have, right? That's how I think about my offers when I'm creating offers. What are the transformation? What are the results people are going to get? What can you name it, right? How do you create this, like, basically from all your ideas and education and expertise, how do you make this product, right? This service, right? Especially if you're an online business, if you're creating courses or if you're creating coaching programs, you can say, hey, buy my coaching, but usually people need a container to learn in. And so oftentimes that's why you don't just call someone and do coaching randomly. Usually there's some sort of container that's wrapped around the ideas so that someone can feel like, okay, I can hang on to something, right? And so I always like to think about that when I'm selling something, is that it takes a little bit more work to make your ideas, in a sense, concrete and into something, but it's really important so that when you have your ideas, you're in the visioning stage, but once you have the idea, you want to be able to then explain that idea. And oftentimes that distillation process takes time to learn how to do that. And so it's almost like a skill to get. There's a skill in being creative, to honor your creative ideas, to vision, to be open to your imagination and open to things that are coming to you. Oftentimes what happens for me when I come up with course names, I have a section of the type of courses that I want to come up with, and then I write down a whole bunch of different offer names, right? Things that I want to call my course. And I have like themes and buckets of the type of courses that I want to create, right? Maybe a mindset course or a sales course, that kind of thing. And so anybody that's in the creative fields knows that you have to start kind of first you have a blank page, but you also then have to have something that's going to anchor your ideas. And I was watching, one of my favorite artists is Louis Tomlinson, and he was doing a live stream. And he was people are asking him, how do you come up with songs, right? How is that process? And he said every songwriter is different, but he likes to come up with his songs by coming up, I don't think he said the word themes, but, with an idea, with, almost like a general idea of what the song is going to be about, and then writing around that idea or that theme, right? And so you can do that as well for yourself if you're creating courses or you're creating a coaching program, if you're offering a service. What is that theme? What is that information that you want someone else to receive and you want someone to transform with, right? And the results that they're getting from this. And then from there, you can build your product or service around that. So what I'm creating right now is a sales course and a business foundation course, and thinking about a mindset course as well. What are the results that I want people to get from each of these courses? Because I can put so much different things into these courses, but I want to distill it in a way that it's clear, it makes sense, it's easy for them to follow and get results from. And so sometimes we have an overabundance of ideas, and we have to have that distillation process, which is why so many of us buy courses and programs, because we can easily find it on the internet. But if someone's already taught it or knows the information or can just give you the step-by-step, that's usually why we end up buying it from someone else, right? You can go to the library or the bookstore and buy 10 different courses on copywriting, but if someone does a course on it specific to what you need to achieve in copywriting, you're more likely to buy it than go read 100 different copywriting books, right? And so I want you to think about it that way. Like, idea and knowledge is everywhere, but the way you are able to form it into a concrete thing is so important. And thinking about anything in your life is all about idea generation and thought work, and making sure that when you're thinking about things that you're honoring all the emotions that come through when you're thinking about things, honoring that it takes time for ideas to bloom and blossom. And I think it's just a beautiful thing that you can become a co-creator not only of your prosperity through the ideas, right? Because once you have an idea and then it becomes something, you can sell it and create something from it, right? I mean, who was it? I think it's Elon Musk just became Times Man of the Year or Person of the Year. Whatever, Person of the Year. I think it's time. And the amount of things that he's created from just his ideas, right? Tesla, PayPal, and there's numerous companies he started, and it's all from the idea and then him germinating that idea and creating it into something bigger, and also creating that vision so that other people follow him and take that idea on to help him with it, right? Oftentimes you have an idea, but you're not always going to be the one that takes it to the finish line. You're going to have help to make that ideal come to life, right? Especially if you're running a business, sometimes it's hard to do it all on your own. So you might be the visionary and then someone else executes on your idea, right? Especially if you think on granular level, right? Social media, I will have a vision of my social media and then I'll have my virtual assistant put it out there, right? And so you can have this in any area of your business, but just constantly be thinking about ideas, constantly be thinking that you are a creative person. I know that I was reading a statistic, but I don't remember the statistic, but I was reading it about how so much of our creativity, it dies as we get older, right? It lessens. We're way more creative as young people. We're way more fearless when it comes to being creative and being open and just experimenting. And so if you can realize that it's just natural as we get socialized to be, more nervous, to say, hey, this is what I feel, or these are my ideas, and oh, don't make fun of me for them, or judge me, right? As long as you realize that that's part of the human condition, that there's actually statistics on how our creativity levels go down as adults in terms of us not believing in us as being creative beings. If you can realize that and say, I'm actually going to go out of my way to become even more creative and do exercises to make myself more creative and to cultivate it every single day and do things that make me feel creative and believe in myself as a creative person, I have been able to do that for myself. Is I do believe I'm a creative person. I enrich myself in learning about creativity and innovation. I write, I do things that inspire the creativity to come to me, right? And I mean, I always thought I was a creative type just because I was a dancer. I was very artistic, at a young age, being dramatic in drama and theater and stuff like that, and musicals. But I did notice as I got older that I was more structured and, doing sociology and statistics in university. But then when I got back into the creative field, what happens to a lot of creative people is you even still doubt yourself as a creative, right? Thinking, is this good enough work to put out there? I hope they like this. And so it's really realizing that it's gonna be normal for anybody, even creatives, feel oh, that wasn't good enough, or I'm shy about this piece of work, or I'm putting that out there, but I'm not 100% sure. If you can just put it out there and feel the fear anyway and just do it anyway, you're going to become more creative, because you're just going to get used to putting out things, your ideas and your vision for things and your products and your services and whatever you're offering, any type of creativity. You're going to get used to putting it out and being like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to launch that, and you're just doing it, right? And the more you do it, the easier it gets, and the more you do that, you release it out in the world, the less you don't care what people think, right? You're just like, whatever, I'm a creative, I'm allowed, I can be like that, right? And so that's the way I think, yeah, sometimes I put things out there that aren't as perfectly crafted as I want them to be, or maybe not, maybe they're slightly unfinished and they're just good enough, right? But the more I put that kind of thing out there, the more I just believe in myself, and I say it's okay, this is part of who you are. And so I don't worry about people judging me, even if someone else is judging me, right? So that's the thing, is you have to realize that people will judge you even if you're being bold and brave and putting yourself out there, because everybody likes to judge, everybody likes to have an opinion, right? And so if you just say, well, that's just life, people like to have opinion, people like to comment on things, people like to gossip, it is what it is, it's what we do as humans, you just be okay with that and realize that the only opinion that matters is your own opinion, and your opinion to be able to constantly reinvigorate yourself and reinfuse that creativity in things that you do. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it inspired your creative spirit to come to play tonight. And if you are interested in coaching with me, I have lots of cool things on offer this month, and all you have to do is message me. I do a sales strategy session with you, which is basically a way to find out if we'd be a good fit to work together. In terms of my coaching, the way I work, I am a creative and I'm also a strategist. And so what that means is I have 3 areas that I really focus in on when I'm working with people. So I work on your influence, which is your marketing and your sales part of your business. That's the part where you're making the money, where you're getting visible, where you're basically putting yourself out there. I work on the intuition, mindset, in that creative vessel kind of thing. And then I also work on your innovation aspect to really build your creative muscle and your innovation and your leadership. So those are the areas we work on, and I would just love to work with you. If you're interested in knowing more about my coaching, definitely hop on a call with me. You can just message me to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.